It's the middle of June, but it's never too early to get into the Halloween spirit, which is why we're covering Night of the Demons in today's Horror Geek Review. Released in 1988, Night of the Demons has the distinction of being one of the better Evil Dead clones to emerge in the wake of 1987's Dead by Dawn. Director Kevin S. Tenney's second feature didn't get a wide theatrical release, but did find a very appreciative audience on VHS. If you haunted a video store's horror section in the late 80s and early 90s, you undoubtedly saw this box sitting on a shelf. The film follows Evil Dead's spam in a cabin formula to a T, and it's well deserving of its cult classic status. What makes Night of the Demons so magical? Let's find out in the plot breakdown. Night of the Demons opens with this absolutely amazing animated credit sequence. This thing blows me away in 2019, so imagine how awesome it was back in 1988. And it's a good thing it's awesome, because this credit sequence goes on for forever, or about 3.5 minutes. The credits end with a sweet transition from the animated pumpkin to the pumpkin on the top of this car. Look, I'm a sucker for a good transition. The film opens with some drinking and driving. Oh, and add in some littering, too. Throwing on a pig snout is basically the 80s equivalent of people today wearing one of those cheap-ass Halloween costume t-shirts. I do have to admire this guy's dedication, though. He doesn't have a fancy costume, but he totally has his Halloween underwear on. Of course, he's been wearing them since last Halloween. We then leave these guys behind so we can get to the first of Night of the Demons' 6 million jump scares. Crotchety old dude isn't pleased, even when Judy here comes along to help him.
I was just trying to help.
I don't need to help you, damn little whore!
Old people, they say the darndest things. Judy then heads home and gets a call from her obviously 30-year-old high school boyfriend. Dude looks like the preppy villain from every 80s teen sex comedy. He's calling to tell her there's been a change in plans for the evening. Look, honey, we won't be going to the school dance because my parole officer says I can't go within 100 yards of a high school. So instead, we can just cruise around in my van with no windows.
It'll be fun.
The film then gives us a gratuitous butt shot in under 7 minutes, which is really even more impressive since 3.5 minutes of this movie were animated credits. During the call, the whitest guy on earth here is eating vanilla wafers. The only way this could be more symbolic is if his name was Thad. After they hang up, we get some more gratuitous almost nudity, and another jump scare. Then, shit gets weird.
Wow, but it's just boobies, sis.
Okay, little man, commenting on your sister's boobs is super creepy. Almost as creepy as hiding in her closet while she changes. Let's never speak of this again. This awkward moment thankfully ends with the doorbell ringing. Don't look now, but Sal is here. The only way Sal could be a bigger Italian stereotype is if he was delivering a pizza and talked about being in the mob.
What do you think I am, some kind of idiot or what?
Well, now that you mention it, yeah. From here, we get another gratuitous butt shot. Say hello to Linnea Quigley, everyone! All this butt stuff is solely designed to distract the counter guys so Winona Ryder can go on a shoplifting spree. I gotta say, I'm disappointed the goth version of Supermarket Sweep never really caught on. Gothy Beetlejuice-era Winona Ryder is actually Amelia Kinkade. She's the niece of Golden Girl Rue McClanahan and now writes books about communicating with animals. It's sort of interesting that appearing in Night of the Demons is the least weird thing on her bio. As they leave the store with their ill-gotten party supplies, you'll probably notice that Linnea Quigley looks way too old to be a high school student. It's sort of a recurring theme in Night of the Demons. None of these actors look like teens. Quigley actually didn't want to audition for the part because of her age, but wound up getting it anyway. Back at the house, Jay, aka Thad, shows up. Is this half-assed Miami Vice get-up his costume or just his standard attire? My money's on the latter. While waiting for Judy to get ready, he gets to spend some time with her brother. They have a great conversation.
You're pretty lucky. She's a real nice girl.
Yeah, are you dating her for her personality? Because she has big cha-chas.
Can it be both? Also, why is this kid so obsessed with his sister's boobs? Thank God Mom's here to break up this awkward moment.
Would you like a fudge log?
Or not.
Of course he's sure, Ma. Why would he want one? They look like sun-dried poodle turds.
Look, kid, the joke here isn't so nuanced and esoteric that we need an explanation. Way to kill the comedy. Now it's time to pick up some more potential victims. It's Dr. Dork and his girlfriend, Big Hair Peter Pan. Stooge and his pals are broke down on the side of the road. Seems Stooge has no tire jack.
Are you fat and dumb?
Wait, is this a trick question? It's all good though. Judy and her friends are here to lend them a hand.
See ya!
The crew arrives at Hull House, which is one really sweet-looking matte painting, just in time for some exposition.
And rumor has it old man Hull really loved his clientele. I mean in the carnal sense.
Well, this seems totally random. So random that I'm sure it'll be important later.
Water.
Yeah, an underground stream. Supposedly the evil spirits that haunt the land can't cross over running water or something.
Told ya. Everyone then heads inside, and this seems like a good time for a jump scare. Oh, look, it's Sal.
You're acting like an idiot.
Well, to be fair, it's not really an act.
Good evening, allow me to introduce myself.
Great. Now he's an Italian stereotype doing a Romanian stereotype. And now that everyone's arrived, we can finally get this party started. Everyone commences to the dance floor. White people dancing might be the scariest thing in this whole movie. And if you weren't convinced that Jay is an asshole, this move ought to seal the deal for you. When the batteries in the boombox give up the ghost, Angela suggests some party games.
Like what? Bobbing for apples with razor blades in them?
No. I was thinking more along the lines of a seance.
A seance on Halloween in a place where mass murder occurred. Sure, what could go wrong?
Isn't that a little chancy? I mean, this is Halloween, the night when all the creepy things are supposed to stalk the earth.
Yeah, I'd probably listen to Helen here. She's talking sense. No one listens to Helen, though, and they decide to have a past life seance, and it goes great. If by going great you mean actually summoning some weird-looking dragon demon in the mirror, anyway. Helen then freaks, and the mirror comes crashing down. The bad news is that's 7 years bad luck. The good news is you're probably going to be dead by morning, so why worry? In even worse news, this mirror breaking has freed the demon from the crematorium in the basement. How do we know it's a demon? Because it runs around the building in Sam Raimi Evil Dead Cam style. The creature, now freed, finds a new home in Linnea Quigley. After some more debating, Angela gives us a helpful breakdown about the differences between a house being haunted and possessed.
A haunted house is a house with ghosts in it. The spirits of people who've died. But the spirits living in a house possessed have never existed in human form. They're demons.
Stooge isn't having any of this ghost talk.
Yeah, eat a bowl of fuck. I am here to party. Yeah.
Raj and Helen, the only two people with any sense in this movie, decide it's time to get out while the getting's good. Everyone else, meanwhile, decides to split up, of course. But before they go, Linnea Quigley locks lips with Angela. This sounds like the start of a satanic penthouse forum letter, but she's really just passing demon goo to her BFF. If you thought everyone was going to split up for some sexy time, guess again. Dr. Dork has another story to tell.
Hey, you know what? This reminds me of a great story.
I sure hope this one ends with all of these unlikable characters dead. Except Stooge. Stooge is totally okay in my book. While that's happening, Stooge wanders into another jump scare. They must have been having a sale on these things or something. Dr. Dork is doling out more exposition downstairs.
For centuries, the ancient Indian tribes that used to live around this area would never set foot on this side of the underground creek.
We get it. This place is haunted. It's been haunted for centuries. After that, everyone splits up again. Now that they're all alone, Jay makes his move and promptly gets shut down. Meanwhile, outside, Raj and Helen are discovering that the demons of Hull House are also architects, and they've done some remodeling that eliminated the exit gate. Inside, we see that Jay's makeout technique could use some work. He looks like he's trying to eat her face. When Judy's not receptive to Jay's face mauling, he goes to his next move.
Half the school knows about you and Sal, so what's the big deal?
Oh, so you think I slept with Sal just because I went out with him?
Didn't you?
Yeah, real classy, Jay. I bet she's totally gonna hook up with you now. Jay then takes off in search of easier prey, but he locks Judy in the room behind him. What a winner this guy is. Back upstairs, demonic possession is starting to make Linnea Quigley look a little rough around the edges. Downstairs, man, this movie loves to jump around, Angela gets this party started right with her amazing Susie Sue impression. She goes on this minutes-long interpretive dance performance to Bauhaus's Stigmata Martyr. I'm not playing the song because the music industry is full of predatory dicks who want to copyright claim everything on this platform with no regard for fair use. I love that Sal's all whiskey tango foxtrot about this and then tries to slink out of the room. At the end of this performance, it looks like poor Stooge is finally gonna get lucky. Not so fast, though. Say what you will about Jay's subpar makeout technique, but at least he didn't bite anyone's tongue out like Angela here. This is a disappointing development. Does this mean I've got to spend the rest of this movie without Stooge's commentary? While shit's getting weird downstairs, let's check in on Linnea Quig. Jesus, what has she done to her face? Sal then stops by and offers her some practical advice.
Enjoy your lipstick, doll face.
Oh, she will, and probably not in the way you expected. The lipstick figures into Night of the Demons' most infamous scene, wherein Linnea Quigley shoves it inside her own nipple. And yeah, there's no way I can show that. But buy the Blu-ray. You can see it in all its HD glory. It's a really neat effect. After she makes the lipstick disappear, Jay shows up, and doesn't seem fazed at all that he's about to hook up with a girl who's smeared lipstick all over her face. We leave those two lovebirds behind to jump back to Sal, who's had enough of this nonsense and tells Angela he's heading home. This girl is on fire, and I don't mean like Alicia Keys, I mean literally. From here, we check back in with Raj, who's somehow beaten the odds and still alive almost 1 hour into a horror film. If you bet the under in the Raj would be dead by the 60-minute mark of Night of the Demons, things are not looking good for you. Helen's corpse does send him fleeing from the safety of the car, though, so there's still a chance he might croak. Back inside, Jay and Linnea Quigley hook up. Big mistake. I'd say see you around, Jay, but you won't be seeing shit, dude. Those eye pops are awfully gooey, though. Jay isn't the only one getting unlucky. Downstairs, Dr. Dork is giving his girlfriend some kind of half-assed pelvic exam in a coffin. Then, Demonic Stooge shows up to offer a second opinion and reveal that he's a few credits short of finishing chiropractor college. Here, let me make some adjustments. Yeah, that should totally fix your tennis elbow. Raj is still alive, and he teams up with Judy and Sal. Angela's on their trail, though. At this point, Night of the Demons starts to drag a bit. There are only 3 people left alive, and they all spend a lot of time wandering through hallways. Sal and Judy then find Linnea Quigley, who gives us the least erotic line in the entire movie.
Hey, how about an orgy?
Yeah, that's a hard pass here, Linnea. Sal and Judy flee, but get separated, and Judy winds up downstairs where Dr. Dork and his girlfriend were killed. I was trying really hard to give you a good arm joke here, but I couldn't come up with anything humorous. If you look closely, you can actually see the fishing line working that severed arm. You know, it's been a while. This seems like the perfect time for another jump scare. Yeah, there it is. Angela catches Judy on the roof, and things look bleak for our final girl. But don't worry, Sal's coming to the rescue. Oh, Sal, you died as you lived. A complete cliche. We're down to 2 survivors now, Judy and Raj, who's totally screwing up the Deadpool at this point. Angela taunts them about Sal, who has a nifty tombstone already. Sal Romero? Given how much this movie loves Evil Dead, it probably should have been Sal Raimi. Judy and Raj flee through more hallways. See, I told you the last half of this movie had a lot of running through hallways in it, and then they wind up locked downstairs, where Raj promptly starts crying. Come on, Raj, there's no crying in Night of the Demons. Things take a turn for the better when Judy finds another door, except it's the door to the crematorium. Stooge and Angela break in, but Judy's ready with an improvised flamethrower. Seems like a safety hazard that the gas still works in this abandoned funeral home. With the danger past, Raj gets a pat on the back for all his hard work. Attaboy, Roger. After more fleeing, Judy and Raj are back at the front door, where they're surrounded by demons.
What's the matter, Judy? Don't you like your playing dead?
Nice one, Angela. I see what you did there. But really, let's leave that shit to me. Raj then jumps out the window, and still lives. Believe me, we're as stunned as you are at this point, Raj. Judy manages to get herself out the window, but they're not safe yet. They have to get across that totally random underground water we talked about way back at the beginning of the movie. Raj climbs the wall using the barbed wire instead of the spikes sticking out of the wall that he uses for footholds instead. Why? And Judy tries to follow suit, but she's caught by the demonic hordes below. Judy's in a bad spot, but Raj comes back to save the day. Daylight comes and our demons dissolve into smoky nothingness. That's it? Really? Raj and Judy live. If you had Raj alive at the end, you either have no idea how most horror films work, or you've seen this movie before. Oh, wait, there's that Mortal Kombat demon again. But he can't hurt them. They made it across the running water. See you next year, chump. After that, the sun comes up and Raj and Judy head home. But wait, there's more. That shitty old dude from the beginning of the movie, he gets a bookend story. Yeah, choke on those razor blades. Nothing about this sequence makes sense, but what the hell. Cue credits and generic 80s wuss rock. Wait, what's this? Dance choreography by Kinkade? Holy shit. Actress, animal psychic, and dance choreographer. That's what we in the business call a triple threat. And that, my fellow gore geeks, is Night of the Demons. While this film is filled with unlikable characters and drags a bit in the second half, it's easy to see why it's become a cult classic and inspired 2 sequels and a 2009 remake. This film captures both the Halloween and 80s horror vibe almost perfectly. Stuff like Night of the Demons is why anytime anyone asks me if you could live in one year for forever, which one would it be, I always answer 1988 without hesitation. How could you not want to live in a time where you could walk into a video store and find gems like this just sitting there? Have you seen Night of the Demons? Let me know in the comments section below. While you're down there, why not like this video and subscribe to the channel? I'm planning a kick-ass Halloween party at Casa de Bracken this year, and the only way you can be part of my past life seance is by subscribing. You don't want to miss that, do you? Of course you don't. Oh, and if you like haunted house movies, be sure to check out my 13 Ghosts video. I'll see you over there. Don't leave me hanging. Until next time, I'm Mike Bracken, aka The Horror Geek, bringing you all the splatter that matters.